So the story is this. Raelyn and I met each other before I called her 2 years prior to her joining Nerium. And I was with another company, and she came over to do an event because I thought I would, have this gold selling party. Do you guys remember, 5 years ago when gold was hotter than heck? And so I was in another company, and we were selling energy drinks, and we would make martinis out of them. Isn't that fun? It was good. Yeah, there's several people in the room that know about it. So anyway, we would make martinis with them, and it was a blue drink, and it was awesome. I'm just saying that. So anyway, it was awesome. She never even tasted it. She just snubbed me. She totally snubbed me. But anyway, she was a person that came over to my house to do this party. So my whole thing was cross-marketing, right? So I was selling my product, and Raelyn was there to do the gold party. I met her, and I looked at her, and I'm like, dang, she'd be good. But she didn't want to do anything. She held me at arm's length. She saw a lot of people come through, sell their gold, they got their martinis. I was like, hey, you want a martini? And she was like, no, thanks, honey. So, in Raelyn fashion. So anyway, then we went to, I saw her one more time, and we were at a party, a dinner, and I saw her and I got her card. Thank goodness I got her card. And I just wrote on the side of it, cool chick, dresses awesome. Because she dresses awesome. And that's what I wrote on the card. I knew she wasn't interested in what I had, but 2 years later, I was in Nerium. I had just started Nerium. Now that's 4 years ago. And I started with Nerium when the company was 6 months old. So then I called her, and I said, hi, Raelyn, you may or may not remember me, but my name is Mindy. Now she has her own version of this story, just so you know. I have my own version. Isn't that funny? And they're all true. Everything about it's true. But anyway, it is perception, isn't it? What we hear and what we remember and what my side and what her side. But here's my side. So I call her up and I say, I've got this anti-aging product and I'd really like your opinion on it, right? And she said, sure, honey, bring it over. And she said, just put it behind the toilet on the front porch. And she didn't apologize or explain that. So I drove over, and you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't just not meet someone, right? But I drive over there because I'm kind of desperate. And I drive 45 minutes over to her house, and there's a toilet on the stairs on her front porch. And I didn't know the story behind it. And I put the bottle of Nerium in a little bag and cool stuff in there right behind the toilet. And then I began my follow-up. So that's how our whole journey started. Now, one thing I'd like to say is, she can tell you how Mike got started, because I think that's an interesting story. Mike does this full-time with her. I adore this couple. They have done everything they should do. They're incredible leaders. When you sponsor someone and they take on ownership of what they're doing and they become the leader, what is it we say? People will follow you if they think you know where you're going and that you can help them get where they want to be. You see that in them. They're always running something, and they're always doing something, and that takes what? Effort. And even when they might be down, they're up. So please help me give an amazing warm welcome to Mike and Raelyn.
Will I turn you on? Sure, baby.
Somebody didn't hear before we came up and did the market part. She's over there in the corner. We don't wear these things. We don't, So she goes, will you turn me on?
Just real quick. Just real quick before we get started. So is there anyone in here that this is their first time at a regional? All right, let's get started. So just so you know, we have a regional here once a month. And if this is your first time, we already have the rest of the year scheduled out. So you can get with your upline sponsor or one of us and find out what the schedule is. So we do that because we don't want any reason for you not to be here. So up until December, it's already planned out. We hope that you mark those dates off in your calendar because this is one of the 10 core commitments, and we'll be talking about that today. But this is one of the things that you need to implement into your business. When Mike and I got started, like Mindy said, I was a boutique owner, and I didn't have any desire to do anything else. I was already working 60 hours a week. I didn't want to put anything else on my plate. But she presented it in the way that I really had to take a look at it. I had to say, So you guys are already in the business. So someone said something to you that made you say, So you're here. You showed up. I'm really proud of you for doing that. You could have been doing lots of other things today. But Mike and I have always treated our business like a business from day one. And really the reason for me that I did that was because I didn't need another hobby. Who doesn't need another hobby? Okay, awesome. Okay, so if you treat this like a hobby, it can become a hobby. If you treat it like you just want to make a few extra dollars, you can do that, and that's fine. But we wanted to do more. We wanted a life that we could make a difference. I wanted a life where, you know how you hear a story and you think, oh, I would love to help that person. I would love to give to that charity. I would love to, be a contributor to that organization. But you're so busy paying your own bills that you can't. That is the worst feeling ever. That you have this desire to be something amazing, and because of the amount of money that's not in your bank account or that is in your bank account, you can't do it. So one of the things that Nerium has given me personally is I can now be the person that I want to be. So anyway, so our story is like Mindy said, she was kind of basically a stranger in our world, and she introduced us to this thing called Nerium. We looked at it just like you guys did, and we just went for it. So today we're going to hopefully inspire you. We're going to give you some of our best nuggets that we've got over the years, and my hope today is that when you leave here, you know us a little better. We're going to talk to you really personally today. We're going to share with you some personal stories. We're going to share with you some personal struggles. I hope that you leave here knowing that you can do this, and knowing that we are just two people that had no idea what we were doing. We plugged into a system, and we just did it consistently and persistently with a good attitude. So that is my hope for you today. I'll let you talk now. Sorry.
Well, get used to that. I just want to go back to Mindy introducing us. Did you notice that she wasn't exactly doing what the system is? Because our system was different back then. And so the thing you need to learn or hear from that is that you don't have to always be perfect in this business. You just have to talk to people. You have to share with people to have success. And that's all she did, She got a bottle. You can never say the right thing to the wrong person. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. And the way she did it with Raelyn, she did the three-way phone call. Actually, Raelyn called me herself. So, sorry, man, for that. So, technically, that wasn't even done right. So, the point is, not to bag on that whole thing, but the point is, it's about sharing it with people. The only way you won't have success in this is if you keep it a secret. If you keep it a secret from your friends, family, neighbors, strangers, you are not going to have success. You've got to get out of here. If you're one of those people like me, who's kind of an introvert at heart, it's been a lot of work for me in 4 years to get to where I am, to be standing up here and not crap my pants right now. That's a true story.
That is a true story. back of his shirt was stuck to his back. He was sweating so much that he had a white shirt on and it was completely stuck to his back.
And I'm still nervous, and I'm probably still going to screw it up, but I know, I look out there and I see a lot of loving, caring faces that I love you, I love you right back, and I know no matter what happens up here, we're good.
That's right. Just don't crap your
So I'll go back and I'll share my story at the end of March party, but I kind of want to go back and dive a little bit deeper so you guys kind of know where I was mentally when I came to this business. I was not in a good place mentally. And I don't know what it is. You know, we all go through childhood, and no matter if you think it's, no matter how we classify it as traumatic or not, it's whatever happened to you as a kid, a lot of us still deal with that in our adulthood. And so I went through some things as a kid, and I have never opened up like this, so I'm not sure what's going to happen right now, but you know, I had a stepdad, and he did some things that you know, was still affecting me in my life. I didn't feel deserving of a certain way of living. I wasn't a complete failure. I had a decent job, just over broke. That's about where we were. That's a good definition of where we were in my job. I worked hard. We had a house. We didn't live in a shack. But I wasn't living to my full potential. And hopefully by the end of the day, you will be inspired to understand that you can be and do whatever you set your mind to do. No matter what happened to you, no matter what is holding you back, you have the ability to go and do what you want. Some of you some of you are okay, you know. Some of you probably are very confident and feel like that you're okay in that regard. So maybe that message isn't for you. But I just know that no matter, like, I know my son. My son has had a good childhood. We treated him very well. He's a spoiled brat. And we, first of all, he surprised us. He's supposed to be in Florida right now and not at the regional, and super happy that he's here. And I'm proud of him. But, you know, even with that said, even with the way we raised him and a good childhood and all that, he's going to come on things. Things are going to happen to him in his life. All it takes is a couple of setbacks. That's all it took for me. A couple of setbacks, a couple of kicks in the gut, and it knocks you down. And you go along and you get hit again. It knocks you back. And before you know it, you're 44 years old, you haven't had a raise in 10 years, and you're in credit card debt, that's where I was, and you think there's no way out. You think where we were was, this is just how it is. This is how it's going to be. That's how it was for my dad. He worked his butt off. He just retired at age 72. Worked his entire life, and you know, he's got a decent life. But did he live to his fullest potential? Did he take a look at all the opportunities available to him? I don't know. I've never had that conversation with him. But I know in this business, with the personal development and the vehicle we have, with with Nerium, with the financial opportunity that you have here, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if you don't get out of your own way and get over the fear of talking to people and going out and sharing with people a tremendous company with tremendous products, with a tremendous opportunity to change someone's life, your life is not going to change. So, the personal development piece of this business is big, if not bigger, and we're going to deal with it a lot today because it's probably more important than the finance side. Because the finances can go away. If you have your personal development, if you're standing on a rock with your personal development and you're growing personally, the finances can go away. You'll get that back. You can grow that back. So we're going to share a lot about personal development. We're going to have some fun. You know, T told us a long time ago, right, Mindy? I mean, anyone who's talked to T is all about having fun. And I think sometimes we lose that in this business. We get too serious and wrapped up in knowing the back office and knowing the science and knowing all the things about Nerium before we go out and share it with people. And really, this business is just about engaging with someone, getting to know them, developing a relationship, and then sharing, you know, an opportunity they may or may not be interested in. Maybe they know somebody. Mindy never thought in a million years that woman would do what she's done in this business. Never in a million years.
And
what if she hadn't shared that with her? Where would I be? You know how much I love that woman for sharing that with Raelyn? I would still be like hating my boss and my life, and I'm not sure where I would be mentally in my life if it hadn't been for that woman introducing that woman to this amazing company.
So if you're scared, if a part of you is scared, and part of all of us is scared of something, right? But if you're scared to share that with someone, think about this story. Because when somebody leaves you and you don't have your 5 seconds of courage, and that person, you see that person walking away, and you think, I should have said something to them, that person could be us. That person needs to at least have the opportunity to decide. That person needs to have the opportunity to tell you no. Who cares if they tell you no? If we would have told Mindy no, she would have been fine. She would have found another Mike and Raelyn. She would have. But she gave us the opportunity to say yes or to say no. And that's what we want to share with you guys today, is that you have to give people the opportunity. And I hope that when you're sitting there thinking, I should say something to that person, I hope that one of our faces pops in your head and you think, that person deserves to be up on the stage. That person deserves to be driving a free Lexus and have an amazing team. And that person deserves to go on a free vacation. But if I don't say something to that person, they're never going to know about it. What I love so much right now is that no one knows about Nerium. I mean, look at this room. There's more people at the stoplight out there than is in this room. Is that true? Yes.
I know it's true on 435.
Jeez. I bet you there is 100 times more people than this right now at Oak Park Home. You know, I mean, does that sink into you how big this opportunity is? So, all right, babe, go ahead and let's get started.
I was going to say something.
Okay.
First of all, we need to get,
When you talk about making sure that you don't miss out on that one person, how would you guys approach it?
Well, we're gonna talk lots about that.
What was I going to say? We need to get your permission. We're going to share a lot of things about business, but we're going to get real, and I need your permission to kind of get in your face a little bit. You guys open to that? So if we say something that offends you, and here's one thing I want you to remember. This talk, what we're doing, is as much for her and I as it is for you guys. We need to hear ourselves say, I need to hear myself say this as much as you guys need to hear it. So everything that gets said up here, it's for us too. Okay? We're training ourselves too. Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we're also going to challenge you to get out of your comfort zone. Like at the end of this, we're going to do something that maybe, I know it's out of a lot of your comfort zones here. So you're going to have to participate, you're going to have fun, and you're just going to have to do it.
You're gonna have to do it.
You got to do it. Okay? All right.
Okay, so the 3 pillars of personal growth. 90% of what we're going to talk about today is going to be about personal growth. Because you can get the skills and you can get the, the training on the how-tos. You guys, we are not rocket scientists. We are selling a skincare product and a brain supplement. There's not a lot about our business that takes a lot of know-how. I mean, yes, you do need some skills, but what you need so much more than skills is up here, personal development. It's the thing that gets you up when you're down. It's the thing that makes you ask someone else when this person says no, you're okay with asking this person. It's those things that we need to build up. All of us. We all need to get better. If you are not where you want to be in your business, it's up here. I guarantee you. The reason I say that is because somebody, Mallory's age, Mallory is 20 years old. She could sit there and say, well, the people in this room are more successful than me because they're older than me and they have friends that are older than me and they can talk to people, they can relate to people that have wrinkles better than me. Okay, she could totally say that. Someone older than Mallory could say, well, the younger generation is so much better at social media. And so they can really connect with people. I'm not really good at Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Periscope or all those things, and that's a challenge for me. They could say that. Or I could say, I've never had any experience in this industry. So those people that are 5 stars are better than me. We can all make those excuses, but I guarantee you there's a 20-year-old that's rocking this business. There's an 80-year-old that's freaking rocking this business. There are 5 stars that are in upper 70s. There's one guy that comes to conference in his little wheelchair. He's not making excuses because he has it up here that he can do it. And if somebody else is already doing it, that's your clue that it can be done. And you need to stop telling yourself that stupid story in your head that you can't do it. Who has a story? Everyone should raise their hand. Go ahead, raise your hand.
See, you're already scared to get involved and participate.
I'm not going to make you come up here. But if you have a story and you keep telling it over and over and over again, it's never going to give you a purpose. That story is already done. It's over. Your story is what happens later today, what happens tomorrow. That needs to be the thing that you're focusing on. So if you're one of those people, and I know that there's some in here, they have a story, they love to tell you about it over and over and over and over again. That story is not helping you. That story is not living to your full potential. It already happened. Now what are you going to do about it? So, this is my favorite thing in Nerium. Everyone knows, anyone who knows me knows that I love my success planner. Sorry. I love my success planner. So if you are not in love with your success planner, we don't do a lot of things right, but success does leave clues to people. So they call this your success planner. I noticed right away when I got it in my box, it did not say failure planner. So I knew that I needed to get kind of in love with this thing. So on page 2 of your success planner, we have the Nerium core values. And so I'm just going to read through them really quick. And I want you to say, is this a mindset or a skill set? So be real. Say it louder.
Mindset.
Thank you. Pursue constant development of self.
Mindset.
Encourage an entrepreneurial spirit.
Mindset.
Create a positive team spirit and family atmosphere.
Mindset.
Be determined.
Mindset.
Practice servant leadership.
Mindset.
Slow down to go fast.
Mindset.
Embrace and drive change.
Mindset.
Dream big and act on it daily.
Mindset.
Have fun and help others have fun.
Mindset.
Well, we can all go home now, but we're not going to. So this is something I want you to write down. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you are. We all want things, right? We all want, I don't know, we all have different things we want. But I don't think anybody got into this business to be unsuccessful. We all saw something in this business, we signed up, and now we have to become the people that we need to be to go get those things. Because things don't just come to you because you want them. Otherwise, we would all have what we want, right? It would be over. We would already have it because we wanted it. So we have to get the skill set and the mindset, more so the mindset, to go get what we want, and we have to be consistent and persistent and have a good attitude about it.
I was going to add one thing. You know, it says right there, authenticity, get real. Just being real with people that's all we do. So I heard this from Anna Woodward, and I wrote it down, and you can write it down too. There's 3 things really that you need in this business. You need a cool head, you need a warm heart, and you need thick skin. Those 3 things, that's how you do the business. There's so many people in this room that know these slides. Well, they don't know these slides back and forth because it's only been, I guess, a couple of months since we had them. But you know this business already. You already know the business. You know what to do. It's just a matter of going out and doing it and being real about it. You know, when you're not being real with someone, they can see right through that, whether they know you or not. You got to just be genuine. You know, if you ask how do you approach someone, you approach them by just having general conversation. And when you meet someone that is sharp and has a great personality and you think can do this business, it can lead into, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I don't know if you're ever looking to make a little extra money, but I'm associated with this company that's breaking industry records. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'll send you a video if you want to watch it. That's it. You don't have to be real creative. You just have to be genuine with somebody. So, cool head, because things are going to go wrong. Things are going to get tough. You're going to get told no. Your family's going to tell you you're nuts. You know, your best friend won't talk to you anymore. You'll have people that won't answer your phone call. So a cool head. Understand that it's okay. A warm heart to go out and meet people and just be friendly. That's hard. That's hard for a lot of people. Crazy as that sounds, that's hard for a lot of people. For an introvert like me, who would just as soon, 4 years ago, I just assumed I had my circle of friends, and that I didn't, and there were probably 3 of them.
It was a small circle.
I didn't let many people into my circle. So, that's where I've grown the most probably is just being able to be around more people, let people in, kind of open my heart to them and be vulnerable. So it's just opening up, putting yourself out there a little bit, getting to know people. That's warm heart. And thick skin. For the same reasons that you got to have a cool head. All the hurdles and things that you're going to face in this business. It's not easy.
And one thing that Anna left off of her list is just don't be weird. Just don't be weird. Don't strap on your shark fin when you're going out. Don't come at people with order forms on your forehead. Don't lick it and stick it on your forehead and start talking to people. Like Mike said, people can sense that. People know that you're coming at them to sell them something. Our son Connor said something that I will never forget, and I use it all the time. This is relationship marketing. It is not marketing relationship. Don't ever forget that. You have to be good at making relationships with people. You have to be able to connect with people in a way that they don't feel like you're just trying to sell them something. So that is, I don't have a lot of skills, but that is one skill that I think I am really good at. And I want someone to know that I'm interested in them first. And then in turn, people will be interested in you. But if you go at them with, you're strapping your agenda on your back and you're like, hey, what's up? How are you? People know that. They see it from a mile away. So you have to be good at, if you're one of those people that just post stuff on Facebook and you go, I don't know why nobody's liking my post, because you're an ad. You're an advertisement. If you look on your Facebook, there's advertising everywhere. You're just another one of those advertisements. And do I post stuff on Facebook? Yes. Does he? Absolutely. But we also incorporate making relationships with people. I have a gal on my Facebook page, her name is Raelyn. Spelled exactly the same way. That never happens. So I saw that on Facebook and I friended her. And I said, how cool is it? We have the same name. We're name twins. So her and I start talking. We start going back and forth. I find out she has breast cancer. She sent me a private message of a picture of her hair on the counter. And it just said, I'm so sad. I don't know this woman. We're just Facebook friends. So I have a group of great gals that I'm friends with on another Facebook page. I sent a post out to them and I said, hey, you girls are amazing. You're always so cute. And I know that you probably have some blingy, cute hats laying around. My friend is going through a really tough time right now, and I would love to bless her. I got 34 hats in the mail. I sent those 34 hats in the mail to my friend Raelyn that I don't really even know. She lives in Nebraska. I'm not building that relationship to sell her Nerium. But it's not why I did all that. I did that because it's the right thing to do, and that's my spirit. So I just had a 2-hour-long conversation with her on the phone the other night. She wants to become a brand partner. She's saving her money. She loves our lifestyle. She loves, she's like, you're so damn happy all the time. So I just want to encourage you guys to think about that, how you're showing up in the world, how you're coming across to people. Are you coming across as an order form? Because that's really not how we want to be. And we want to be real with people. Be real. That's on our first slide. So.
Burning desire. So we're going to talk about the qualities of a brand partner. Burning desire. What gets you up? What's going to drive you in the business? And this is, burning desire to me is kind of what your why is. I did some sales training back in my previous life, and they talked about finding the person's pain. So to me, the why is kind of like finding someone's pain. What do you want most in your life? What is the burning? What's going to get you up? What's going to move you past that fear? That's, to me, what burning desire is. So you got to figure that out. That's tough for a lot of people to figure that out. I know if you look at any successful person, they had something that was driving them. Whether it was financial, whether it was a parent, a son, a loved one of some sort. Sometimes that burning desire is just to prove somebody wrong. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie, was it Invincible? With Mark Wahlberg, he was a football player for Philadelphia. And his girlfriend, or maybe his wife, I think it was his girlfriend, broke up with him and wrote him a note. And the note said, you'll never amount to anything, you're a turd and I don't want to be with you. And he took that note. And he went and tried out for Philadelphia Eagles. He took that note and put it in his locker. And he looked at that every day. And that's what drove him. That's what gave him the burning desire to get better. If you look at Ray Lewis's burning desire was to get his family and prove his dad wrong. His dad, you guys can look it up, but he had a burning desire. So whether it's in business, sports, or whatever, I always go back to sports because I'm ate up with that stuff. But you got to find that burning desire. Be coachable and teachable, guys. If you have to, it's another hard thing for a lot of people to get past is leaving your ego at the door. When you hit enter, when you hit send, and you become a brand partner, you've got to leave your ego behind. You've got to leave it in that other room. As you step into this room with Nerium, You got to leave your ego in the other end and be coachable and teachable. People who come to this business and want to reinvent the wheel and do it their way never have success. I don't know of anyone that's come into the business and had success by doing it their own way. And you have to be open to some constructive criticism. You have to be open to being coached. If you're not open to being coached, I'm not sure that you can have success in this. Willingness to work. You have to have a good work ethic. And a good work ethic in this is when you start, it's 5 to 10 hours a week. That's it. And as you progress in your business, those hours change. But when you're just starting in this business, commit to 5 to 10 hours a week. That is a good work ethic in this business. You have to commit to it. You have to show up to market parties. You know, the 10 core commitments. If you don't know them, learn them. I always say, if someone's not showing up to a market party, they have half a foot out the door. If someone's not showing up to a regional, for a good reason, I mean a good reason, they've got 1 foot out the door. These things, for me, these things are a place to come and get re-energized and to learn. The market party, Aaron Whittier talked about it last month. Come to the market party just to learn about the business. Come to regionals to learn about the business. And if you're not showing up to these things, you're missing out, and you'll become disengaged with what to do and how to be successful. We've seen it happen over and over again. Someone stops coming to a market party, and then they stop coming to a regional. And then before you know it, they haven't recruited anyone in 6 months. And they haven't gotten a customer in 6 months. And now they think the business doesn't work. I can't do this. No, it does work. You're not working. You have to show up to the market party and be present in the market party. Don't show up to the market party and have your face in your phone the whole time. Don't do it. You've got to pretend like you have a brand. If your guest was with you, would you want them looking around the room and seeing a bunch of people with their face in their phone? No, have respect for your fellow brand partner. Because soon you're going to have a guest sitting there, and you're going to want them to see this opportunity with people in the room that are excited and attentive and have lots of energy and are participating in the market party. When the market party doesn't have people in the room that are sitting up on the edge of their seat and they're paying attention, it sucks the life right out of the speakers and the room. And do you think a guest is looking at that and thinking, I want to talk about living happy and being excited. Man, this is kind of
I'm bored.
Can I get a beer over here or something? You know? The regional's the same thing.
Just that, the coachable and teachable part, again, we're not rocket scientists, so it doesn't matter what you want to do in life. All you have to do is find someone who's already doing it and do what they do. Most people that are very successful, they're not that smart. They've just found one little area that they're honed in on, and they got some skills, and they do it every single day. And after a while, they become good at it. There's a lot of people outside of these walls making a ton of money that really aren't that smart. They just found somebody who already has what they want, and they did what they do. That's why we rely so much on Mindy, on Aaron, on T, on Danny, because they already had what we wanted when we got started. So we took clues from them, we took direction from them, we followed them, we asked a million questions. If Mindy had a quarter for every question I asked, she would not have to be here right now. So we always tell our brand partners, if you call us 500 times a day, we're not mad at you. Right, James? We just told you that. Seriously. Like if you called us over and over again and said, what about this? What about this? I'm trying to do that. What about that? I mean, it makes us happy because you're doing something. You're taking initiative. You're not sitting back and waiting for it to happen. So be coachable, and all of those things that Mike just said. That's really, just find that one person that you respect. Find that one person that you admire. Find that person that has what you have. Watch them. See what they're doing. Are they at the market party? Probably. Are they at the regional? Probably. I would say so. Mike and I have missed one regional the whole time we've been in Nerium. That's because Connor had his parents' weekend at college. And that's a legitimate reason to not be here. Because you don't want your kid to be the only kid on campus with no parents. And he knows it. We wanted to be there, but we wanted to be here too. So we don't ever want to miss one of these things. So you have to keep that burning desire to keep learning, because we know every time we come here, we're going to learn something different. We're going to hear something different. We're going to be in a better place, a different place. And it's going to propel us forward the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day.
So national conference, who's been to national conference? Wow.
Nice.
You guys know, if you haven't been to a national conference, talk to somebody who has, and they'll share with you. We'll talk about that later. But national conference, you go and you get re-energized, okay, on a huge level. You come out of there, your belief is at an all-time high. Your hair is on fire. You think and you know that this is the place, you're in the right time, at the right place, and your life is going to change. You come out of there knowing that. Your belief is at an all-time high. So at a regional, we come, and then on a lower level, you come and you've been kicked, knocked down, knocked around for the month, took a couple of standing 8 counts, wasn't sure if you're going to get back up, but you come here and you get re-energized, refocused, your belief is higher. The same way is the market party. We enjoy market parties because we get around people that are like us and that maybe are having some of the same struggles, and then you can talk to someone who maybe had that struggle and can help you with that and answer some questions and build your belief back up. So there's a weekly, there's a monthly, and then there's every 6 months. And I think all 3 of them are important. If you're not engaging in them, then you literally have one foot out the door. You really do.
We're going to go through this really quick, because most of you have seen it, and those of you who haven't, it's not that hard to digest. So you get into the business, and you have your 5 hours, right? You have your 5 hours that you're putting into the business. Just go ahead and click it. So you get 5 friends that want to join you. Now you have 25 hours. You have 25 friends. You have 125 hours. Who has 125 hours to work in a week? No one. No one. Who has 155 hours? No one. But that's what leverage is. That's what when you build your team and everybody's out doing 5. Right now we have, everyone knows it's Sample Saturday, right? So Mike and I have a whole team they don't have a regional today in different areas of the country that are having having real results parties. They're going out and about as a team, doing Sample Saturday. They're having all kinds of fun while we're here. So I guarantee you that our volume is going to be higher than it was when we got here today, when we leave here today. And we're not in here creating any volume. Because as far as I know, you guys are all doing Nerium, right? Okay, so this just shows you just leverage of what it can mean for you when you compound this and you share this with a few of your friends.
So the new people, do you guys get how this works? Because I didn't really understand this. And I think a lot of people that are stuck in corporate America don't understand this concept and how amazing it is. I was never going to, I wasn't going to get paid or compensated for the work that I did. The fact that you can come into this business and bring somebody in that sees it for what you see it, and then international business, if you guys haven't heard, it's going to be kind of a big deal for anybody that's in Nerium. If you know somebody in Japan, Colombia, Canada, Mexico, Hong Kong, Europe, and it's not necessarily who you know, right? It's who you know, who they know, who they know, who they know. So this concept, if you don't get it, you should try to get it. Because when you start to have doubts or disbelief that this is what you think it is, this one little slide is enough. You bring in one person. You bring in one Raelyn. right? Bring in one Raelyn, and she's got 5 hours, and she goes out and builds a team of 1,600 people on her team. And excuse me, I've had little to do with that.
Absolutely.
But so that's what this business means. You're looking for business partners who want to go out and build their business, and that graph is exciting. The business. Oh, huh?
Go ahead. We're going to play video.
Oh, yeah, this is you.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's okay. It's all right. So I wanted to share a video with you. We, as the Whitney family, here's a clue for you. Almost every morning, Connor can attest to this, one of us is playing a video, a YouTube video. That's how we start our day. Sometimes it's Jim Rohn, sometimes it's Les Brown, sometimes it's Eric Thomas, sometimes it's John Maxwell, whoever. Sometimes I just get on YouTube and I just type in motivation or whatever I need that day. And that's how I get out of the shower, or sometimes it's in the shower. I play. We have a pretty loud speaker in our house, and we play it. And it, sometimes whatever Connor is being inspired by also inspires me. Sometimes Mike plays something and I'm like, yeah. So I would highly encourage you guys to
Never
start.
say that.
To start your day off. Highly encourage you to start your day off with some sort of motivation. Because how you start your day is usually how your day goes. So if you start your day like, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this. Who cares? Whatever you go do, you have to go do it, and you need to go do it with the best attitude. So we're just gonna watch this little video. And
Give it up for Carl.
Oh.
Let Carl
Go down.
back. Can we hit the lights?
Oh yeah, do we know about?
Do you know my story? I met someone when I was 25 years old. His name was Earl Show. He dropped into my life. That was extraordinary. So key phrase, timing has a lot to do with it. And who knows, part of the mystery is time. The timing. Part of the time when I just had that experience that I've shared in other seminars when the Girl Scout knocked on my door. And I walked to the door and she gives me the big pitch on the Girl Scout cookies, best organization in the world for girls. Got several flavors, time to buy the cookies, only $2. And with a big smile, she very politely asked me to buy. No problem, I wanted to buy. Big problem, I didn't have $2 in my pocket. And I didn't want to tell her that. So I did what I thought was next best. I lied to her. And I said, hey, look, I've already bought plenty of Girl Scout cookies. We've still got plenty in the house we haven't eaten yet. She said, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And she leaves. When she leaves, I say to myself, I don't want to live like this anymore. I mean, how low can you get lying to a Girl Scout? That's low down. I told myself that day, this will never happen to me again. One of those experiences. It's called like life-changing. I said, I'm going to search till I find better opportunities so my pocket won't be empty and the bank account won't be empty. And I won't be so far behind on my promises to my family. And it was shortly after that, I meet Earl Shelf, who taught me how to be wealthy, who taught me how to change my life. So who knows what the connection is, right? Someone says when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I don't know all the mystery of that. But anyway, it seems like it. Some of those things uniquely happen. But it was Mr. Shope over a 5-year period before he died at age 49 who taught me some extraordinarily simple things. He only went to the 9th grade in school, never finished high school, never went to college, never went to university. So he put his ideas and his experiences in very simple language, which I think for me, a kid from the farms of Idaho, that simplicity was so important. Because if it would have been technical, I'd have missed it. If it would have been mystic, I would have backed away. But it was just basic, blunt, ABC, familiar stuff that I hadn't thought of before. And he did start to remind me, and those ideas changed my life. Mr. Shope was the one when I said, you know, this is all they pay. He said, you've been working 6 years, Mr. Owen, how come you're not doing better? And I said, this is all the company pays. He said, well, that's not true. I said, no, this is my paycheck. This is all the company pays. He said, no, this is all the company pays you. I thought, that's a new way to look at it, right? He said, doesn't the company pay 2, 3, 4, 5 times this amount to other people? I said, well, yes. He said, well, then this is not all the company pays. It's all they pay you. And if you qualified, wouldn't your income grow 2, 3, 4, 5 times? I said, I suppose. So he said, we don't have to work on the company. We have to work on you. See, that was the beginning of what he called the phrase personal development. I told him things cost too much. He said, no, you can't afford them. I thought, well, that's a new concept. I hadn't thought of that. You know, we put some of the valuable things on the high shelf, so you can't get to them until you qualify. If you want the things on the higher shelf, you've got to stand on the books you read. Every book you read, you get to stand a little higher so you can get the things on the higher shelf. See, I learned those concepts. It was so incredible. And here was the most important one. Success is something you attract by the person you become. See, that phrase changed my life. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is not something you pursue. It's like chasing a butterfly, you can't quite catch it. Success is something you attract by becoming an attractive person. See, those were new concepts to me. I'm just working hard trying to make a living. Here's what he said to me. This changed my life. I got a chance to teach this in Moscow and across Russia, 3 visits, now the 4th. Here's what Shope taught me. Profits are better than wages. Nobody taught me that in high school. Nobody taught me that. I went to 1 year of college. Nobody taught me. Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. And how could you work on both a living and a fortune? He said, well, you could start part-time working on your fortune while you're working full-time on your living. I thought, wow. Now he said it's fun to get up in the morning. Not just getting up to go to work to pay the rent, but to get up to go to work to make a fortune. First to make a living for my family, second to make a fortune. And he taught me how to make both a living and a fortune. Guess what I did? I learned how to make both a living and a fortune. And I found out anybody can do it once they get the information. And at age 25, I started receiving this extraordinary information. Here's what he said. Your income is directly related to your philosophy, not to the economy. I thought, no one ever told me that. I kept hoping the economy would change. He said, no, your philosophy has to change. I assured him that I had my fingers crossed. He said, that won't help. Then what could I do to change my income and multiply it by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10, and then multiply it by 10 again? What could I do? And he started giving me the disciplines and the process of learning the skills to change my life. This was an extraordinary man. Those were extraordinary times for me. Life-changing in every manner that you can imagine. But very simple ABC concepts. Here's what I learned. Not to search for the exotic until you've discovered the basic. And those basic philosophies that he shared with me during that time were life-changing. And he called it personal development.
Do you know your exact life purpose? Do you know your destiny? I'm going to show you 3 ways you can figure it out. I'm also going to give you, people always asking me, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not listening to you, boy.
That guy's everywhere.
He is.
I just had a scary moment. I went to the bathroom and I got out and I was like, oh, I hope I turned my microphone off. I think it was off, right? You didn't hear it?
So what, I hope that you guys heard something in that kind of resonated with you. I hope that you wrote down that, every day we start off our day with something positive. When I listened to that, I used to tell myself, and I used to tell a lot of other people, that I am not a reader. I cannot sit still long enough. I don't have the attention span to read a book. Jen used to tell me about books that she read, and I said, say, good for you. What are the cliff notes? Tell me about it, because I'm not reading it. So I love what he said when he said, success is you can stand on the books that you read. And I thought about today, we have to haul a lot of stuff here, so I didn't do it. But I thought about gathering all the books that the person that's not a reader has read in the last 4 years. I would probably be about this tall, off the ground. It's because I was coachable. Someone told me you have to start reading books. And for the first year, I still kept saying, okay, I'm not a reader. I don't read books. So I found a way. I do have a EHT, I'm better, but I do have a mind that when I sit down and read, I think of a million other things, and then 10 pages in, I'm like, I have no idea what I just read. I have no idea. So that it would frustrate me, and it would seem like a waste of time, and I would think, gosh, I could have that last 20 minutes, I could have actually accomplished something. So now what I do is I found a way around that, and I downloaded an app on my phone called Audible, and for $14 a month, you can get an audiobook. And so I read and I listen at the same time. He thinks I'm crazy, but I have my headphones on, and I'm reading, and I'm highlighting in my book, so my mind doesn't have time to do anything else, because I'm reading and I'm listening. And it works for me. So I didn't let, yay! So I didn't let my little thing, stop me. Because I saw all these people going across the stage. And I don't know if you guys know this or not. This might be new information. But we all get the same box. We all have the same website. We all sell the same product. We all have the same brochures. We all have the same back office. We all have the same opportunity. So my question was, what is making those people different? What's excelling those people? They didn't look that much smarter than us. They didn't look better than us. They didn't look different than us. Some of them did, some of them didn't. I was like, there's got to be something. And so I picked up my first book, and I actually loved it. I was like, this is awesome. Like, I highlighted stuff, and I turned pages down. And I would encourage you, when you get books, they're your books. It's your personal development. Highlight it. It's not going in a museum, ever. Like, it's your book. So, make it your book. Write notes on it. Go back, because the things that hit you the first time were probably the things that will hit you the second time. And then you don't have to reread the whole book. You can just go through and highlight it. So I wanted to share that with you, because Jim Rohn, if you're not familiar with him, he is amazing. That's just one video. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube that you can watch of this man. So again, mindset. You have to have that personal development in your back pocket when things go wrong. Because the skill set is not that hard. It's like, hey, do you want to try some product? Oh, you don't? Okay. Do you want to try it? Do you want to try it? Would you like to try it? You don't? Okay. Would you like to try it? No? Would you like to try it? Great. Awesome. Here it is. I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow and see what you like best about it. And I don't care about these other 5 people that I just asked, because you struck your head yes. And that's awesome. I'm not even thinking about them anymore. So write this down. Make your move before you're ready. If you think, well, I don't know, I can't do it, who cares? Do